Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by mountains, lived a 24-year-old young man named George. Though his surroundings were calm, George's heart and mind were anything but. His thoughts never stopped racing. Memories of the past brought him sorrow, and worries about the future filled him with fear. His mind was like a storm, and because of this, he could not sleep well, feel joy, or even remember how to smile. One day, George heard about a faraway village in the hills. People said a wise old man lived there. Once a famous psychologist in the city, he had helped countless people find peace of mind. Now in his old age, he had left the noise of the city behind and chosen a simple life close to nature. From time to time, he welcomed visitors who came to seek his wisdom. Curious and full of hope, George decided to make the journey. After many long and tiring days, he finally reached the hill village. There, he found a small house covered in greenery. On the porch sat the old man, his eyes closed, his face serene. George walked up to him and said softly, "Grandfather, my mind is restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and smiled gently. "So, you are searching for peace," he said. "Come with me. I will give you a task." He led George to a small yard and filled a glass of water, so full that even the slightest movement would spill it. Handing it to George, he said, "Take this glass. Walk from here to the edge of the village and return. But remember, you must not spill a single drop." George was surprised but determined. Holding the glass carefully, he began walking. The road was narrow and lively. Children played, shopkeepers called out to customers, people hurried past, and dogs barked. But George paid attention to none of it. His eyes stayed fixed on the glass. Step by step, he moved slowly and carefully. People watched in curiosity but did not disturb him, knowing he was learning something important. At last, George returned to the old man and said proudly, "Grandfather, I did it. Not a single drop spilled." The old man nodded with a smile and asked, "That is good. But tell me, did you see the children playing? Did you hear the dogs barking?" George looked surprised. "No, I didn't see or hear anything. I was only focused on the glass." The old man smiled again. "That is the secret, my son. When the mind is fully in the present moment, there is no space for fear, confusion, or endless thoughts. Just now, your mind was quiet. You were not lost in the past, nor were you worried about the future. You were only here now." At that moment, George began to understand. This was the peace he had been searching for all along. Peace was not something to be found outside. It was already within him, waiting to be discovered by living in the present moment. He bowed his head and whispered, "Grandfather, now I see. If I wish to calm my mind, I must stay in this moment. That is when true peace comes." The old man's smile deepened. The sun was setting, painting the sky with golden light. Birds flew back to their nests, and the world seemed to breathe in harmony. George started his journey back home, but he was no longer the same restless young man. Something inside him had changed. He now carried peace within, for he had learned how to quiet the storm of his mind. If you like the story, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for staying with us. See you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, stay well and stay peaceful.